I am 88 years old. I wear a gold ring for a woman who has been gone for exactly 15 years. My children live thousands of miles away. If you are watching this and you are living in an empty house just like mine, please don't be sad. I understand exactly how you feel. I know how heavy the silence is when you wake up in a bed that is half cold. I know the feeling of just waiting for the clock to run out. I have a confession to make. There was a time I wanted to say goodbye to this world. I wanted to close my eyes, stop the pain, and just go back to my wife. I thought my job here was done. But no, I realized something that hit me like a freight train. My wife would be furious if I did that. She didn't spend 50 years loving me, building a life with me, just so I could give up the moment she left the room. She wouldn't want that. So you have to keep living. You have to live the rest of your life exactly the way she would want you to. Live it well. Don't swipe away. Do these 5 things starting today, and let's make the rest of your life a masterpiece for her. Let's take a walk down memory lane, gentlemen. I want you to go back with me to 1984. Back then, my hair was thick, my back didn't ache when it rained, and my house was an absolute madhouse. I remember pulling my Ford truck into the driveway after a 10-hour shift at the plant. I would sit behind the steering wheel for a good 5 minutes, just staring at the front door. I was dreading walking inside. Why? Because inside meant noise, the dog barking at the neighbor's kids, the television blaring some cartoon, the smell of burnt onions because my wife was trying to cook dinner while holding a crying toddler on her hip. We men, we are foolish creatures. We build a kingdom, and then we complain about the people living in it. There is one specific memory that haunts me. It wakes me up at 2 a.m. in a cold sweat. It was a Tuesday evening. I was out in the garage, hiding under the hood of a broken lawnmower, desperate for some peace and quiet. My wife came out. She was holding a mug of Folgers coffee for me. She didn't say a word. She just walked up behind me, set the mug on the workbench, and gently rested her hand on the back of my neck, her thumb lightly rubbing my skin. A simple act of love. And what did I do? I shrugged her off. I didn't even look up. I just grunted, "Not now, Sarah. I've had a hell of a day. I just need some space." I felt her hand drop. I heard her quietly say, "Okay, your dinner is on the table." And then the sound of her footsteps walking back to the house. The screen door clicked shut. I got my space. I got my quiet. I traded a moment of pure, unconditional warmth. For what? To fix a damn piece of machinery. I thought I had forever to make it up to her. I thought her hand would always be there when I was finally ready to receive it. Listen to me, you stubborn fools. We spend our youth begging God for 5 minutes of peace. We don't realize that the chaotic noise of our children, the constant questions from our wives, that is the very sound of life. And when they are gone, the universe gives you exactly what you asked for. All the peace and quiet you could ever want. Fast forward to today. The house is spotless. Nobody leaves muddy boots in the hall anymore. The only sound in this entire house is the mechanical hum of the refrigerator. You know the modern tragedy of an old man living alone? It's this glowing rectangle. We sit in the dark, waiting for a notification. Your heart jumps, thinking it's your son or daughter, but it's just a weather update. You realize you are completely, utterly invisible to the world outside your window. 3 years after I buried Sarah, I hit rock bottom. I don't just mean sad. I mean I became a ghost haunting my own life. I stopped shaving. I ate cold soup out of the can because I didn't want to wash a bowl. I sat in that recliner for 14 hours a day, just waiting to die. And I will admit this to you now, man to man. There was a night, a very cold November night, where I looked at the bottle of pills on my nightstand. I thought, I've done my time. The kids are raised. My wife is waiting. Why am I still here? I just want to go home to her. I was ready to check out. I had the bottle in my hand, but then I looked at her picture on the dresser, and I swear to God, gentlemen, I could feel her staring right through me. I could hear her voice, clear as a bell, saying, "Is this what we worked 50 years for? So you could quit the second it gets hard without me?" It hit me like a physical blow. She didn't fight through the hardest years of our lives just to watch me turn into a pathetic, unwashed coward the moment she left. She would be furious. She would want me to live, to really live. That night, I threw the pills away. I shaved my face. I made a pot of coffee, and I made a vow. If you are in that dark place right now, listen to me. Your loved ones didn't leave you behind so you could rot. They left you here to finish the job. Let's talk about the male ego. It's a funny, fragile thing, isn't it? We men are raised to be the fixers, the providers, the shields. For decades, your entire identity, your whole worth is tied to being needed. But what happens when the kids grow up and build their own lives? What happens when the woman you swore to protect is taken by an illness you couldn't punch, shoot, or buy your way out of? Our ego shatters, because without a war to fight, a problem to fix, or a family to feed, a man looks in the mirror and realizes he doesn't know how to just be. He doesn't know how to live with himself. So what do? We retreat. We lock the doors, shut the blinds, and call it peace. We convince ourselves we are being stoic or a lone wolf. That is a lie, gentlemen. It's not stoicism. It is surrender. You think letting your body go, eating garbage, and drowning in the glow of a television makes you a tough old timer. No. It makes you a victim of your own stubbornness. You are hiding from the silence because the silence forces you to face your regrets. The hardest thing a man will ever do is not storming a beach or building a company. The hardest thing a man will ever do is sit alone in an empty room and not let his own demons win. Living alone is the ultimate crucible. It burns away everything fake. Listen to me. Your wife, your family, they invested their lives into you. They poured their love into your foundation. To let that foundation crumble and rot the minute you are left unsupervised is the ultimate disrespect to their memory. True strength is getting up, making the bed, and standing tall. Not because someone is watching to give you a medal, but because you are watching. It is time to stop dying and start living. Here are the 5 pillars to rebuild your fortress. Grab a pen, write these down. These are the 5 pillars. Rule number 1, the anchor of respect. Tomorrow morning, you get up, you make the bed, and you shave. Why? The shrinks call it behavioral activation. Science shows that letting your physical routine collapse is the #1 biological trigger for clinical depression. Acting like you have a purpose literally tricks your brain chemistry into finding one. Letting yourself rot is a direct insult to the life she built with you. Stand tall, Rule number 2, the discipline of the mind. Turn off the 24-hour news. The neuroscientists will tell you it's literally designed to spike your cortisol, your stress hormone, and keep your amygdala in a state of panic. It shrinks your brain. Read a real book, history, philosophy. Deep reading builds neuroplasticity. It creates new pathways in an aging brain. A man who stops learning doesn't just age, his mind literally decays. Rule number 3, the grace of release. Forgive your children for being busy. Do not be the bitter old man making guilt trip phone calls. You know the famous 80-year Harvard study of adult development? They found out it wasn't cholesterol that killed men early. It was bitterness. Holding on to resentment creates chronic inflammation that will stop your heart faster than a bad diet. Let your kids build their kingdoms. Your job is to be the lighthouse, not the anchor. Rule number 4, the memorial action. Don't just mourn her, honor her through action. Clinical psychology proves that men process grief differently. We don't heal just by talking. We heal through what they call instrumental grieving. We heal by doing, by building. Plant her favorite tomatoes. Build something with your hands. When you do that, your brain releases dopamine, reconnecting you to her memory with pride instead of despair. Rule number 5, the final mission. Step outside. Biologists call it the helper's high. Giving your time to others releases oxytocin that literally lowers your blood pressure and extends your lifespan. The psychologist Erik Erikson said old age comes down to 2 choices, generativity or stagnation. You either pass down your wisdom to the younger generation or you rot. The clock is ticking, gentlemen. Make the rest of your life a masterpiece for her. Make her proud until the day you finally get to see her again. I've said my piece. I'm tired now. Go, before it's too late.